Alright guys, I'm Andrew Wolfe. Welcome to the channel, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Boulder, Colorado, and we're going to be answering the question, what I wish I knew before moving here. Alright, so the first thing, let's start off right off the bat with the cost of living is higher than you expect. It hits a little bit harder than you were anticipating. I think a lot of people understand that the cost of housing is a little bit higher. Obviously the perk long term of that having really strong return and being a really good long-term investment, but there's other things that factor into the higher cost of living as well. Entertainment, food, gas, it's kind of general cost of living in the area is a little bit more, and you are going to want to plan ahead for that. It's well worth the value in my opinion, but it is something to consider as you're kind of dialing in what it's going to cost to live out here. So make sure you're planning ahead for the increase in cost. Speaking of housing, homes tend to move quick. There's not a ton of homes in the market and they move fast. You're going to want to be prepared, right? So that means not only working with a great real estate agent to make sure you're staying on top of all the new inventory that's coming up and having your schedules lined up to where you can jump out and see your best choices, but you're also going to want to make sure that you're working great with a local lender that knows the market and is going to get you pre-approved ahead of time. So that way you're not waiting around for documentation. When you find your dream home, you can just jump on it. So having a really great team put together is going to be the ideal situation when you're shopping for a home in Boulder. So if you need some assistance, I'm happy to help on the real estate side of things, and I know some amazing local lender that'll be able to help you out as well. So make sure you're reaching out and connect on that stuff too. So another thing to think about for Boulder is homes are generally going to be a little bit smaller than you might be used to, depending on where you're moving from, and you might be able to stretch your dollar a little bit less for size than what you're used to as well. So you're going to get a little less square footage for your money probably than other places in the country, but you're not generally in Boulder looking to pay for inside the walls. Obviously, I want your home to be beautiful and I want you to love your day-to-day experience here, but a big reason why people move to Boulder is take advantage of everything outside of their home. The amazing shopping, the amazing markets, the amazing bars, restaurants, breweries, the beautiful, beautiful scenery, the great outdoor recreational lifestyle. So you want to obviously have a really comfortable, beautiful home to live in, but the reason why you move here is for everything outside of your home. So let's make sure we're focusing on the lifestyle and making sure that connects with what we want to do. And speaking of the lifestyle, Boulder is not going to be a big city. It's not going to have that giant, really robust, very, very active big city feel. It's going to be a smaller, more intentionally designed community. So you're going to make sure that you're understanding when you connect to that what the Boulder community feels like, knowing that you're going to want to engage with that. You're going to see your neighbors and hopefully your friends out there on the hiking, biking, and riding trails. You're going to connect with them at the local farmers markets. You're going to see them at the breweries when you're out and about. So plug into the community. Take advantage of the small size of it. Take advantage of the intentionality and the passion of the other residents here and making sure that you're aligning with that and connecting with it and being a part of it. You're not going to get lost in the ocean of a big city in Boulder like you might in a city like Denver, for instance, right? Neither one is better, but it's a good idea to make sure that you're aligning your expectations of what's going to be offered here in Boulder. And like we talked about, guys, the outdoor culture here is a big reason why people move here. It's very, very real, right? So you're going to be pulled into it. If you love the outdoors already, amazing. You're going to be a shoo-in and Boulder's going to be a playground for you. If you've been more of a city kid or not used to exploring outdoors, Boulder's really going to push your boundaries and offer you the opportunity to explore the beautiful, beautiful nature around us. Please take advantage of it, guys. It's one of the most breathtaking places in the world to live. Anything you can possibly want to do in the outdoors, whether it's paddleboarding, hiking, skiing, riding your bike, even around town or out in the mountains. There's tons of opportunities and tons of ways to engage with the beautiful nature around us. And like we talked about, people move to Boulder for things outside of their walls. So please take advantage of it. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world and a rare, rare opportunity to engage with the great community and the great nature around us. The weather here can definitely be something to plan ahead for. It can be a little quirky. Some days you might see a beautiful sunny day that turns into kind of a cloudy, windy afternoon that turns into a snowstorm or a little snow flurry running in the evening. Be prepared, right? I love the seasons here. I love having the opportunity to get a nice chilly winter with the occasional snow flurry. I love getting a nice kind of wet, rainy spring that leads to beautiful green, lush flowers and trees and grass all around me. I like a hot summer where I can take advantage of the outdoors and get on my bike, go hiking, go fly fishing. And I really, really love a beautiful, lush fall where I can see the aspens turning from green to orange and yellow and red and just some of the natural beauty that offers here in Colorado. So if you want seasons, if you like being on your toes and you don't mind the weather being a little temperamental, you know, you get used to it, guys. Keep a jacket in your car and sunglasses in your car and you'll be just fine. So the weather here can be a little unpredictable, right? You might have a day where you have a nice, crisp, sunny morning, followed up by a kind of more cloudy, gloomy afternoon, and then a little bit of a snow flurry in the afternoon and evening. So you're going to get all four seasons here for sure. You're going to get a really beautiful, somewhat white winter, snowy Christmas that's going to also have some great sunny days throughout it. You're going to get a really nice, somewhat rainy fall that's going to lead to green grass, beautiful flourishing trees, beautiful blossoming flowers. The summertime's going to be pretty darn warm. It's going to definitely dry out a little bit. You're not going to have as much precipitation, but the Boulder Reservoir is there. There's other lakes and rivers you can explore. And obviously, it's a great opportunity when it's nice and sunny to go take advantage of hiking, biking, riding, rollerblading for off-season cross-country skiing. Really, really cool, unique opportunities you only get here. And then my favorite time of year is going to be the fall, right? The leaves start turning colors from green to red and orange and yellow. You're going to get a little crisp in the air in the afternoons, but it's going to be largely beautiful sunny days. And we get 300 days of sunshine here every single year, so all 4 of those seasons are going to have great sunny days where you can get out and about, take advantage of the beautiful scenery here, and really enjoy Boulder. So the weather's something to be aware of. It can definitely shift on you pretty quick, but if you keep a jacket and a pair of sunglasses in your car, you're going to be just fine. It's nothing to be scared of, just something to be prepared for. You know, I moved here from sea level originally, so definitely the altitude takes some adjustment. If you are an active person, which a lot of folks who move to Boulder are, give yourself a little time, right? All the activities that you love to do at sea level are going to feel a little different. They're going to hit a little different here at 5,400 feet plus. So make sure you're staying hydrated, make sure you're staying fed, and ease into it. Give yourself a week or 2 to get back up to your normal level of activity, and you'll be just fine. I love the elevation. I'm very, very used to it. When I go back and visit my friends and family in Oregon now, I'm kind of leading the pack on the jogs, and it's a great place to get into better shape and feel really healthy, but don't push it. Ease into it and you'll be great. The community here is very, very vibrant, right? It's like we talked about, it's gonna have that tight-knit community feel here, and it's got a very strong sense of community. People are very engaged, but they're also busy. You know, most people here are working, whether it's in one of the awesome startups here, the tech industry, at the college itself, or maybe they're working remotely, as Boulder's a destination for people who work remotely. They're gonna have busy schedules, but when they play, it's time to play, right? They're all gonna get out and take advantage of the great outdoor activities we talked about. You're gonna catch them at some of the great local breweries. So schedule your time, take advantage of it, but a lot of folks out here are going to be busy just like you and ready to pounce on the day when the day is done. All right, guys, so a lot of folks in Boulder are going to want to live a more sustainable lifestyle. It's really not going to be optional here to a certain extent. There's great local, city and county-wide initiatives around recycling, around composting. You're going to want to make sure you invest in some recyclable bags. So you're not paying that 10-cent charge to get bags at the grocery store. So a lot of little things like that, they're going to be community initiatives to make sure that the community stays beautiful and a lot of this nature we've been talking about stays engaged and stays lush. So make sure you're participating in that, right? It'll kind of be, you know, foisted upon you to a certain extent. I would say welcome with open arms. We all move here to Boulder to take advantage of the beauty, so let's keep it beautiful. So the traffic here is generally pretty easy as long as you're sticking around Boulder and kind of moving around local traffic. So if you have a car, you're going to get around just fine. You know, sure, if you're trying to get on Pearl Street in a busy street, you might have to park a couple blocks away, but it's not a really difficult parking spot relative to those of us who are coming from big cities. If you want to take advantage of the local transit, the hop, the skip, and the jump, is the bus system here. It's really, really easy to operate. It'll get you all around town. It's honestly one of the more walkable cities I've ever been a part of. Biking especially as well. Tons of bike paths, tons of trails, really easy to get around. Where it tends to be a bit of an issue is if you live in Boulder and work in Denver. Now, a lot of people do it. A lot of people love living in Boulder, and they're happy to make the drive. But I would say during rush hour, it can be a good hour pretty easy to get to downtown Denver. So if you're working in the city and living in Boulder, just plan ahead. Leave 20 minutes earlier than you were thinking about. Maybe try to adjust your schedule a bit so you're on slightly off hours. Either way, living in Boulder, getting that separation when you are at home is something a lot of people seek after. Even if they work in Denver, tons of people do it, just something to plan for. Similar for travel, right? You're probably a good hour or so again to DIA, that's Denver International Airport. So obviously we're right in the middle of the country, really easy domestically to get around, but it's an international airport, so you can travel abroad as well. So if you are someone who travels for work, Boulder's a great place to be as well. You know, drive in, park your car there, or you can get to one of the light rail stations that's not too far down the road and take that all the way into DIA as well. So travel's pretty easy, traffic's not too bad, but if you're getting out of Boulder proper, you're gonna wanna plan ahead for it. All right, so one of the things that really drives that housing demand we talked about earlier is gonna be schools and education. The Boulder Valley School District is gonna be one of the best ones in the whole state, and that's from the elementary, middle to high school level, top to bottom, really, really top notch. People focus on moving here when they start having kids to have their families be really well educated and be able to take advantage of some of those great schools here. So obviously Boulder's a great fit for all walks of life, but if you are planning on an education of your children is important to you, Boulder Valley School District is a great place to be. Additionally, if you are looking for higher education, whether you're planning ahead for kids in college or you're looking to kind of get into schools yourself or even to advanced degrees like master's degrees and doctorates, law school degrees, Boulder campus, CU Boulder is going to be a great place to be. Particularly around the arts, around green initiatives, the music school is really great, and the law school is really strong. So top to bottom, education is really going to drive that housing price higher, but also going to hold your sustainability of that price long term. So if you're looking to invest and you want to take advantage of a great education system, Boulder's awesome for that as well. In my opinion, one of the most underrated things that Boulder offers is really, really great food scene. Farm-to-table restaurants are plenty, really cool local homespun spots, and you can get, kind of the white linen, beautiful, more expensive, swanky restaurant feel, or you can get a great meal at kind of a one location, smaller, more rustic community feeling place as well. And they're all really easy to access. They're spread throughout the city, of course, but if you start on Pearl Street, you really can't go wrong. Throw a rock in any direction, you'll land on an awesome place to grab a bite and grab a beer. So if you really value local food, local breweries, local cafes and coffee, Boulder's awesome as well. Really take advantage of it. Like I said, can't go wrong anywhere in Boulder, but start on Pearl Street and expand from there. Kind of wrapping everything up, guys, Boulder's got a lot of really great perks, and I think the jury's out, the secret's blown on how beautiful it is. A lot of people understand how gorgeous the area is, so you're gonna think you're moving here for the view, but it's really gonna change your priorities and change your alignment once you move here. You're gonna find that the view is stunning and it stands up to any sort of scrutiny you could offer, but you're gonna live here and make it your home for the community, for the local opportunities, for the lifestyle that Boulder offers. It's really, really unique and you can't find anywhere else, guys. So come for the view, stay for the people, you can't go wrong. But again, I'm Andrew Wolfe. It's been great talking to you guys. I love chatting with you guys online. I love making these videos for you, but I would love even more to connect directly. So please go ahead and give me a call, text, email, or just leave a comment down below. I'd love to connect with you guys more. Have a great day. We'll talk soon.